Salut tout le monde, j'espère que vous allez bien, en tout cas moi ça super. Et aujourd'hui on se retrouve dans une nouvelle vidéo, encore une fois sur Paladins Battlegrounds. Et cette fois-ci c'est pour un gameplay. Voilà, donc je ne vous en dis pas plus, regardez-le jusqu'à la fin. C'est un gameplay de haut niveau, voilà, on peut dire ça. Donc regardez-le jusqu'à la fin. Je ne vous en dis pas plus, voilà, je ne vous spoil pas. Et je vais vous laisser avec le gameplay. N'hésitez pas à vous abonner à ma chaîne YouTube pour ne rien rater sur Paladin Battleground, à lâcher un like et à commenter ce gameplay. En tout cas, moi je vous dis à plus pour une prochaine vidéo qui arrivera très bientôt avec plein d'informations sur Paladin Battleground.
Oh, and he's chicken one down. Look, and he's using that shielding very well. Jump right back into the shield. They're probably going to try to res their chicken, but I think, did they kill the chicken? Yep, they killed one, they killed two.
Another one, 999 damage headshot from Joe.
Oh, there's another chicken.
Another frag, there it is. They're going to clean it up. Joe, a smart engage from him and his squad.
And a couple upgrades for him.
That's it. You open the loot chest, you look for the green arrows, you smack those, and you get right back in the fight. I love that about this loot system. Joe and the boys going to clean up another one.
Nothing for him there.
Quick peek at that loot, exactly. He would have had even trades or one downgrade available. So he's going to leave that, but he's looks like it's spotted.
And you can see how much difference the Legendary made. It was very hard to kill Joe with that particular item.
Double max health, Rejuvenate 3, so Maldamba going to be healing him for 30% more, as well as he's got 30% lifesteal on a character that hits harder. That's all stats that they're going to synergize well with each other. As Joe gets items that provide more damage to him, that lifesteal is just going to become that much more valuable. It looks like they've found another Legendary chest that still has its beam.
This mode reminds me a lot of some of the original way that we played. Oh, another Legendary.
Movement
huge
speed,
armor.
mount speed, that is massive armor.
He's going to move fast. He's going to be super tanky at this point. His
That's
effective
perfect.
health is close to
Watch this horse.
9,000 now.
Over 9,000, you would say. So he's moving fast on his horse. That's going to be really big for Joe because he's got to be able to get up close if he wants
There's
to hit
another
this. He's found
Legendary.
another one, but look at the speed. Joe's able to rip across the map, and it's inside. Will the Legendary chest always drop inside of a marked play zone, or sometimes? Oh my God, Joe is kidded.
100%
He's
damage.
kidded, boys. I don't know.
All
This is
right,
looking grim for
I think you're going to watch the turtle.
Look at this. Look at this health, dude. This buck is tickling Joe. He's going to leap up. He's going to go for the engage. If he could hit a solid shot here to save his life, we could see how much damage.
I don't think he's afraid of much.
Look at the damage he's taking. I wouldn't be either. And he's going to have heals from Maldamba.
Oh, look at those shots. Up, and there's a chicken.
That's big
that was
damage.
That was just nasty.
1,057 there. And he doesn't need much, so at this point, Joe and his boys could just kind of hunt for more Legendary
That was
chests.
kind of a Legendary Joe versus an average buck.
The average Joe.
That was not going to last very long.
Looking around. And
Now, just for everybody to remember, this is not a standalone game. This is just a new mode that's going to be available to everyone playing Paladins. It does feel a lot more like some of the original game where you had mounts and you could essentially run around anywhere on the map. Oh,
checking in with Incon here. He is in some trouble. Incon falls behind the rock. Where is his team? He's alone.
The gang.
Incon, no!
He got ganged up on.
He got ganked.
That was it. Incon is going to need to practice a little more for this mode.
Hey, he's a smite player. We'll cut him some slack.
He only aims in 2D plane, so it's going to be a little different.
He's a support player too.
You have to aim in 3D.
Absolutely, you got to be in tune with your FPS.
But practice makes perfect.
Absolutely, it does. 27 remain here. Joe and the boys, kitted pretty much to the teeth. Best in slots for Joe. Are there more than one Legendary items per type? So in each slot, are we going to be seeing more than one Legendary, or is it the Motherload is the damage Legendary?
There is going to be more than one Legendary available per slot with somewhat different stats on them. But at the moment, they're all single.
Leon going in, is that? Koa's going to be just fine. Joe with a nice flank here. It's going to pay off big for him. He's going to pop his recovery, go to work on Grok.
The Grok was doing nothing to him.
He's got anti-heal, 1,300 damage headshot. Another one onto Maldamba. Two chickens here. Joe looking for the third. The cleanup is going to be good. He eats a big enlightenment, recovers back up to full HP, and just presses the attack. Joe is unstoppable with his 3 legendaries, his 1 epic. He is nearly best in slot, kitted to the teeth. More credits and kills in his name. He's just going to clean them up.
Yeah, and you can see the items that the other team had. They were just not strong enough to compete with that.
Absolutely not. And that is the reward for getting aggressive, taking risks, seeking out the legendary chest. Prone in the bathtub is not the way to approach the Paladins Battle Royale.
You do have to go after those legendaries, which are critical to getting strong. And
so that's a good thing to point out. No beam on that chest.
No beam. That means the chest has already been looted. We're probably going to change it so the chest color is going to match the highest level of the card inside, so you'll automatically know without having to go
that's cool.
around pressing everything.
That is pretty cool. And another, risk reward if you're looking at a legendary chest.
I saw a nice big castle in the background.
You did.
Not sure what
that was huge. What is that tower over there?
I don't know.
Secrets? Ooh.
Well, I do see another drop coming in. They do come in at 1 per minute right now. So
zep. That's a lot of legendary loot, but that's fun, and that feels more like it's going to transition from a traditional Paladins as you get used to the mode. As you start making it later and later into these games, you're saying the time to kill is just going to drop across the board.
Yeah. Well, you saw what Joe did with people that
people that are, of course, on even footing when it comes to their loot and their frags. 22 remain in this game. Joe just getting it served up to him on a silver platter. That is an even trade. He's already got that one.
Yeah, so he's going to want one of his friends to get it.
Yeah, duplicate. But even though he didn't take that loot, the beam still goes away. So if you, for instance, well, you got to check the chest.
It will stay there.
It'll stay there. The chest isn't going anywhere. But that could be kind of funny to use. You could bait it out if the beam's still there.
No, there are actually some things in the background. I'm not sure which part of the map they're on.
Joe's got his ultimate as well, and for those of you that are familiar, a little engagement brewing here. Buck Wild is ready to go. Buck could pop this one. Joe's getting tossed. He needs to hit the panic button. Nice shield from his Makoa to keep him alive, turning one into a chicken, taking him down almost immediately after sending him into the downward state. He's getting a lot of healing as well. Needs to pop that recovery sooner rather than later. Going for the reload. 2 members already down. Joe cleans up a third. 1 Cassie remains. She dodge rolls backwards, but Joe hotter than a heel. She was trying to hop on that mount. And with the legendary item that Joe's got, if he was in that situation, he gets on his mount, he actually might be able to disengage from that because he's got 45% mount speed, which is essentially master riding 3. That could get him in and out of engagement really quickly. But
now you can see that they had decent loot
because
because they had a bunch of epics, and they almost dropped Joe in the beginning.
They did. They almost bursted him.
And that was, if they had legendaries, it would have been over.
If it wasn't for that Makoa player, I don't know who that is on Joe's squad, but that man just saved the game essentially for Joe. Put that shield up. Kept him safe. He was able to recover back to full HP. One of the legendary items that Joe currently has, the Eternal Plating on his chest slot, best in slot legendary for him there, is going to increase the amount of healing he's taking from his homies, from his teammates. Joe's got just about every stat in the game, and they're just going Zeppelin hunting because that's the only way that Joe's going to be able to get upgrades at this point because he's done nothing but take risks, find fights, be aggressive, and hunt for those legendary loot chests.
He wants that Zeppelin. There it is. Now, in theory, once people understand the game mode, and obviously we have a lot of new players here, there will be a lot more people converging on these legendary drops, so there tend to be a lot of fights around them.
And I see another beam over there.
There's boots here for somebody.
Exactly. Joe's going to call that out, and he's going to start moving his way on over to this next legendary chest, see if he can't get 4 for 4 best in slot and another pair of World Stompers, which are they're going to be valuable for the rest of Joe's team to have because they provide mount speed. Joe's ripping around.
Oh, it's gonna die as soon as it hits the fog.
As soon as it touches the fog, there. I guess nobody on Joe's team.
Oh, the fog is right outside the range, so they can't pick him up.
That's a good thing to highlight, though, because the chests are only going to drop in marked play zones. They won't. Will they drop anywhere?
They will drop into marked play zones.
Okay.
And if chest goes into the fog, the chest will disappear.
Gotcha. So fog just closed down. Next play zone is marked.
Oh,
you can
there is team.
See it there. And there's a team ready to engage. Another Zeppelin chest dropping into the sky. Joe's just going to cut them off. Heroic leap, dismounting Maldamba, looking one more shot to send him into the chicken.
That was a fast chicken.
He is just two-shotting people at this point. Quick check. Those are crap items. Joe is, of course, going to slaughter that poor man. Shield goes down from Makoa. Slow goes out from Joe. This squad looks pretty fractured. It was just the 2 of them at that point, and that is, you were saying, it's very important to stay together and fight as a unit. Going to be
now, just so you know, if you are in the fog, you should mount and leave the fog.
Gotcha. Good to know.
You can mount in the fog, and you can outrace the fog with the mount, assuming you're not too far back.
Little chicken. 1,500 damage headshot there from Joe as he flanks this squadron. Looking for one more. Buck will go down. It looks like more easy pickings. 8 players remain, though. Maldamba Ultimate's going to come out. Dread Serpent Fears 1. The last of the remaining. He's going to hit the emote. Turn into a chicken. 6 players remain. 4v2. It looks like Joe and the boys might have themselves another W on the way. So we're seeing here a marked play zone. The fog hasn't closed in yet. The Zeppelins are only going to drop their legendary loot into this play zone. None of these chests will get destroyed by this fog that is currently collapsing. However, that chest we saw earlier that Joe was approaching on the edge of the fog that nobody looted will in fact be destroyed as this fog collapses.
And you can see how different this particular match is from the previous match when Joe played Kinessa.
Yeah.
And strangely enough, it still works out really well. The gameplay is a lot more balanced than we ever thought it would be under this scenario.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
High
I mean,
res,
it seems
balanced?
to be a lot of fun. And
You saying we did it, boys?
you can play all the classes and they seem to work.
I mean, it takes a different time. And, you know, everyone's on even footing, so it's not like, I mean, there is Leon in the pool of champions. I haven't seen any Leons, and there's one of the 2. That man had some world stompers as well. Into the Buck Wild Joe goes, looking for one of 2 remaining players, but he's in the fog. He's taking some damage here, and this is chunking him down a decent bit. He lost almost 1,000 HP there.
There is 1 player left for
And
them
where
to hunt down.
Is this unfortunate?
Now, you see the other group did not keep
Noob
together.
idiot. Yeah,
so
Incon came in
over.
11th. So his squad, and you have to think these are squads of 4, so there was a decent amount of players. There could have been up to 40 people still in the game for Incon's team as a whole to come in 11th place. Joe, 5 players remain. He's going to check this rock.
And like I said, once again, Joe will take my money.
Joe will take the money.
Joe and his team.
One more play zone. A couple more here. I have to see where this man. That looks like that is the primal core. He's going to go for the spray. He knows this one's pretty much wrapped up. They're just waiting. Joe, try and go get those legendary gloves. I want to see what the legendary gloves do. There it is.
And there it is.
His team managed to find that last
Maybe
pour.
we should call it